Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Trent, and today we're doing a dirt sheet mod to make our Harman Kardon speakers and our F30 sound better. So as many of you guys know, the F30 and F32 and F36, I believe, like 3 and 4 series, all came with Harman Kardons, right? And even when they came out, the speakers sounded very outdated, didn't have very many options to tweak it. They sound pretty good, but by today's standards, they don't sound too good. But if you look up online, every single upgrade for the amp, speakers, subs are crazy expensive. So today, I'm going to be showing you how to use BimmerCode to actually improve the overall sound of your speakers. So as you can see, we have our Harman Kardon here. If I turn on our car, as it loads up, and we go over into settings and tone, we can see our car thinks we have a Bang Olufsen. And so if we go into our Bang Olufsen settings, we have studio and expanded. This means now we have full surround sound all the way around our car. Even though Logic 7 with the Harman stock system has something similar, that this Bang Olufsen settings actually expands that all the way around the car, even more than just the stock Logic 7 system. So doing this coding through BimmerCode will allow us to not only have different DSP presets to our speakers so they sound better, but they also get that full immersive expansion all around the cabin. And most people already have BimmerCode, and so this is a pretty simple little expert coding that I thought sounded well, so I already did it, and so I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. It's pretty simple. All right, first step, right, is to get your MHD or whatever adapter you guys use for CAN bus, and then you have to plug that into your OBD2 port, and then we're gonna connect that to our BimmerCode app. So that's pretty simple. All you gotta do is go in and then plug that in and download the app. I believe the app is like 30 bucks or so. It's pretty cheap, and other than just doing speakers, there's plenty of other add-ons you can add, such as like startup logos and everything else like that. So even if you don't have it, it's a pretty good investment to have. So I'd recommend trying it out if you don't have it, but we're gonna get into actually coding our head unit and then adding that Bang Olufsen DSP system. All right, so it's pretty important when you connect to the car that you go into your head unit and then we go into expert coding, because that's how we're gonna get to the more advanced menus that aren't typically offered with BimmerCode. So I'm gonna put some screenshots on the screen provided by N26 Ghost from the Beamer forums on how he did this. And this can be undone and redone. Does not matter how many times you do it. You just kind of have to adjust your final settings in there to go back to your Harman Kardon system. Let's say if you don't like the newer settings, right? So I'm gonna start playing some of those screenshots that you have to do there, and it's pretty easy. It's like 6 menus, and then you hit code. Coding takes probably 45 seconds or so. And some of the first things that I noticed when I went from the Logic system to the Bang & Olufsen is a lot more like clarity in your bass. The Harman Kardon system has a lot of like kind of a more muddy bass feel, and it almost feels that the underseat subwoofers aren't working as hard. So once I swapped over this Bang & Olufsen system, it felt there was a lot more bass that was added into the system, as well as clarity. Some of the Harman Kardon DSP settings, the tweeters sounded very harsh, especially in the rear deck. I'm not sure if most of you guys can hear some of that. The 4 series and 3 series have a lot of issues with deck rattle, and I felt switching over honestly removed a lot of that deck rattle sounds that we had earlier. And so you still get all the same settings, DSP settings that you can change. I'll show you guys. All right, so before we had our Logic 7 there, and so now this is replaced with Bang & Olufsen, and it still has your equalizer, your faders, everything else like that, but it seems that these presets through the DSP, even without the equalizer, sound a lot better, clear, a lot less harsh, and so that allows us to kind of have a better overall system through a better audio distributor instead of the Harman, because B&O is a much nicer distributor of speakers than them, and so that really allows us to kind of preface what kind of sounds we like better through this Bang & Olufsen system software instead of the Harman Kardon Logic 7. And so now we get our studio, which is similar to that what that Logic 7 sounded like, and you get your expanded, which is your full surround through the whole entire car. So as you can see here, we still get all of our equalizer settings. And so these are my personal settings. Online, people have a lot of different ways, the way they think it should be set up. But this is what I like. So those are the settings that I personally like, because you can look up in the forums what people think is better with the Logic 7 system and then the new coded in B&O system with these speakers. There's a lot of like what people think are the best settings, but what I found is that that's much more of a more classical sounding settings, because I personally like rap and rock, and so this is kind of the settings that I prefer, instead of more of those classical music settings. So those are what I prefer, and I feel like overall this is a really easy, quick little thing. If you don't like it, just turn it back. And I personally felt like this has made a decent difference on my stock speakers, especially being only 40 bucks, or like it's like 20 to 30 bucks or whatever, how much the BimmerCode software is. It's been a long time since I bought it, but it's a lot better option in comparison to upgrading your speakers or amp, because honestly, this can, if you think that they're decent enough and then you add this in and then you think it's perfectly fine, it's a lot better of a cost saver for you. So just let me know what you guys think of the Studio versus Expanded and the settings. I just want to let you guys know this is something that I easily did and thought it was a good idea to show you guys, because I don't feel like it's that common of a kind of a coding mod, especially because it's an expert mode and it's not really out there easily. This just took some reading on the forums that I like to do. So I figured I should make a video on it and show you guys. Thank you.